Massachusetts is one of the oldest states in America, and with age comes ghost stories. From colonial towns to spooky forests and haunted houses, this state is filled with places that are said to be crawling with spirits. If you're brave enough, take a tour through some of these haunted spots in Massachusetts that will send chills down your spine. Number 1. Ropes Mansion in Salem, Massachusetts, holds a dark and tragic past that many believe makes it genuinely haunted. Built in the 1720s by Samuel Bernard, a prosperous merchant who lost 4 wives under sad circumstances, 2 likely died in the house. His restless spirits are said to linger in silent sorrow. After Bernard, the notable Nathaniel Ropes moved in during the 1760s. A loyalist judge during the Revolution, he was attacked by an angry mob tossing stones at his windows and soon died of smallpox. Many people report feeling a cold presence or seeing a shadowy white figure pacing near the rear hall, thought to be his spirit, angry at the town's betrayal. In 1839, another tragedy struck when Abigail Ropes accidentally caught her dress on fire near the fireplace. Her screams reportedly echo through the mansion even today, and many visitors claim to hear disembodied shrieks late at night. Additionally, objects inside the mansion sometimes move on their own, doors swing open, and small trinkets shift, hinting at playful or restless spirits. These spirits of Bernard's wives, the judge, screaming Abigail, and the shadow in the window make Ropes Mansion more than a historic house. Number 2. Boston's historic King's Chapel burial ground may look peaceful during the day, but beneath its weathered stones hide tales of ghosts and terrors that still chill the spine. Established in 1630 as Boston's first cemetery, it became the only resting place in the city for over 30 years. Legends passed down through centuries tell of restless spirits, unsettling orbs, and unseen forces that defy explanation. Once a carpenter built a coffin too short for a buried woman. Instead of starting over, he decapitated her corpse, placed the head between her legs, and nailed the coffin shut. Witnesses claim her headless spirit roams the graveyard, searching for her missing head. Reports from the 19th century recount a man who may have been mistakenly buried alive. Witnesses say they hear distant screams near his grave. In the early 1800s, many headstones and graves were moved to tidy the ground. It's said this act disturbed spirits, and now visitors often feel chills, hear footsteps or whispers, and see lingering shadows among the stones. A lesser-known story speaks of a lone figure dressed in black who appears at the corner of the burial ground. She is rumored to be mourning a lost love, eternally trapped in sorrow. Whether you're exploring the Freedom Trail or chasing ghost stories, this tiny graveyard offers an authentic and eerie slice of Boston's past. Number 3. The Joshua Ward House in Salem, Massachusetts, is known as one of the most haunted places in the state. It was built on land once owned by Sheriff George Corwin, the man who oversaw many hangings during the Salem witch trials in 1692. People believe that the ground still holds the pain and suffering from that time, and visitors say they can feel it even today. One of the scariest stories is about the Strangler. Some guests have felt invisible hands wrap around their necks, squeezing so hard it leaves red marks. But when they look around, no one is there. Many people think it's the ghost of Sheriff Corwin, still angry and haunting the house where he once tortured prisoners. Another ghost said to haunt the house is Giles Corey, a farmer who died after being punished, an execution Corwin ordered. Sometimes, candles fall to the floor and the melted wax forms a perfect S, which some believe stands for Sheriff, showing Corey wants revenge. Staff at the hotel say they've seen beds that look like someone sat on them, even though the rooms were empty. People also smell burning wood from fireplaces that have been sealed for years. These strange and frightening events are why so many believe the Joshua Ward House is truly haunted. Number 4. Longfellow's Wayside Inn in Sudbury, Massachusetts, is America's oldest operating inn, and its long history comes with many haunting tales that feel very real. One of the most famous spirits is Jerusha Howe, known as the Belle of Sudbury. After her fiancé never returned from England, heartbreak is said to have claimed her life. Today, guests staying in room 9 often report waking up with the feeling of someone at the foot of their bed, or being gently touched in the night. Some men say her ghost even cuddles up beside them, wrapped in a citrus perfume she favored. Another eerie event happened during a paranormal investigation. A clear knock came at Jerish's door when everyone was inside, followed by footsteps on the stairs, but no one was in the hallway. In that same room, investigators recorded random piano playing at 4 a.m., and the melody faded as they moved away, even though the piano was sealed behind glass. In room 10, people hear disembodied sobbing at night. The sound of crying woman is so real that it echoes down the hall, yet there's nobody there. A beloved tradition at the inn, the Secret Drawer Society, reflects these ghostly experiences. Visitors leave notes hidden in drawers, ceiling nooks, and walls sharing their encounters with Jericho or other spirits. Over decades, hundreds of these notes have documented moving spirits, cold spots, unexplained faucet use, and more. These chilling stories make it clear that Longfellow's Wayside Inn isn't just historic. It's a place where past loves, grief, and mystery linger, whisper, and flicker feel like a brush with another world. Number 5. Danvers State Hospital in Massachusetts opened in 1878 as a mental health asylum. It was meant to care for a few hundred patients, but soon, thousands were packed inside. This overcrowding led to harsh treatments. Many people believe the pain and sadness from those days still remain in the building. One spooky story comes from Geraldine Levasseur, whose family once lived near the hospital. She remembers playing in the attic as a child, only to be chased away by the ghost of an angry old woman. At night, this spirit would even pull the blankets off her bed. Later, ghost hunters recorded creepy voices in the hospital saying things like, "I live here, and I am warning you." People who explored the old, abandoned hospitals say they saw candles glowing behind boarded-up windows and heard crying or footsteps, even when no one else was there. Even today, people who live in the apartments built over the hospital say they hear strange noises, doors slam shut for no reason, and they always feel like someone is watching them, even though those parts of the hospital are sealed off. All these stories, from ghostly figures and strange sounds to spooky voices and cold chills, make it clear why Danvers State Hospital is still seen as one of the most haunted places in Massachusetts. Number 6. Freetown Fall River State Forest in southeastern Massachusetts feels haunted because it carries a heavy history of tragic events, dark lore, and unexplained phenomena. In 1978, the brutal murder of Mary Lou Aruda left a chilling mark on the woods. Locals believe her restless spirit still wanders the trails. The forest later became infamous during the Satanic Panic era. In 1980, authorities reported rumors of violent rituals. Many believe this supernatural energy still lingers. Some even claim UFO sightings overhead. One story says President Reagan himself saw strange lights over the forest while flying nearby. Hikers describe sudden chills and the feeling of being watched in certain clearings, especially at Profile Rock, where a Native American chief's face is said to be carved into the stone and haunted by ancestral spirits from King Philip's War. Another terrifying encounter involves shadowy figures. People hiking at dusk have glimpsed tall, dark shapes darting among the trees, vanishing as they approach. The tragic ghost of Mary Lou, violent rituals, drifting orbs, UFO lights, shadowy watchers, and dangerous trail tricks. Together, they show why the Freetown Fall River State Forest feels more than just a hike through woods. It's a walk into stories that refuse to stay buried. Number 7. Fort Warren, located on George's Island in Massachusetts, is known as one of the most haunted places in the state. It was used during the Civil War, and many believe the spirits from that time still remain. The most famous ghost is the Lady in Black. Her real name was Melanie Lanier, the wife of a Confederate soldier. She dressed like a man to sneak into the fort and try to rescue her husband. But her plan failed, and she was captured. She was later hanged, wearing a borrowed black robe. People say her ghost still walks through the dark halls and underground tunnels of the fort. Soldiers have even said they heard her crying in the same place where she died. Some reports claim she made soldiers run away or apologize for shooting at her ghost. Visitors also tell strange stories. Some hear footsteps in empty hallways, even in snow, where the steps suddenly stop. Others feel cold for no reason, like someone is nearby. Some people say they feel something brush their coat, or smell an old-fashioned perfume in the air. Another creepy thing people hear is the sound of cannon blasts and soldiers screaming, like a battle is happening all over again. There are no real cannons firing, but visitors hear the booms, and even smell gunpowder and smoke in the air. People who visit often say they can feel the sadness, bravery, and fear that once filled the fort. That's why Fort Warren remains one of the most haunting places in Massachusetts. Number 9. The S.K. Pierce Mansion in Gardner, Massachusetts, is one of the most haunted houses in the state, not because of made-up ghost stories, but because of real events filled with sadness and mystery. This big Victorian house was built in the 1870s by Sylvester K. Pierce, a rich chairmaker. But soon after his family moved in, his wife Susan died from a sudden illness. Years later, his second wife Ellen also died upstairs. These early losses filled the house with sorrow. Later, when the family lost their money, the mansion became a boarding house. In 1963, a man named Ano Sori died in a strange fire there. There's also a creepy story about a woman, believed to be a prostitute, who was strangled in a room now called the Red Room. Some say her ghost, and maybe the ghost of the person who hurt her, still haunts the house, though the records are unclear. Another sad story is about a young boy who drowned in the basement. Neighbors say their children have talked about playing with him, even though he isn't there. His face has also appeared in some photos taken by visitors. People have captured ghost voices on recording devices, and a few say they've seen the spirits of Pierce, his family, and even their old nanny, Mattie Cornwall. The mansion's caretaker has shared scary stories too. Today, the mansion offers ghost tours and overnight stays, and thousands of people are waiting to visit. The S.K. Pierce Mansion feels like more than just a spooky house. Number 10. Murphy's Restaurant and Pub in Salem, located next to the old Burying Point Cemetery, is known for being one of the most haunted places in Massachusetts. Many believe the pub is filled with ghosts and sadness from true events that happened there. One of the most shocking stories is about a hearse carrying a child's coffin. The driver lost control, and the vehicle crashed into the side of the pub. Not long after, some say bodies from the nearby cemetery slipped through the ground and into the pub's foundation, adding to the spooky feeling. Inside the pub, many people have seen ghostly figures. One former owner, Henry McGowan, said he saw a woman on the stairs around 3 a.m. She stood silently, then disappeared. Others have seen a woman in a blue dress, possibly a victim from the Salem witch trials. She is sometimes seen with a young boy and a picnic basket, both fading as they reach the door. But not all the spirits are friendly. A dark shadow called the Black Figure has scared many women. It has been known to push on female guests or knock trays from the hands of servers. Some say it even leaves bruises or causes women to feel sudden fear. Number 11. The Fairbanks House in Dedham, built in 1637, is the oldest wooden home in the United States, and many say it is filled with ghosts. Long ago, the Fairbanks family carved protective symbols into the beams and hid old shoes in the walls and near the chimneys to trap evil spirits. Workers still find these shoes today, a sign that the family truly feared restless souls, and may have left a few behind. Strange things keep happening inside. The doorbell rings when no one is outside, flashlights stop working as soon as visitors step over the threshold, and the house alarm blares at midnight for weeks even though nothing is wrong. People also talk about Jason Fairbanks, a family member hanged for murder of his girlfriend in the 1800s. A tall, shadowy shape, perhaps Jason or his victim, appears on the staircase, and some guests feel a cold hand brush their arm there. Late at night, motion sensors in every room flash red as if someone is walking the halls, though the building is locked and empty. All these stories make the quiet Fairbanks house feel alive with memories that refuse to fade, turning this historic museum into one of the most convincingly haunted homes in Massachusetts. Number 12. Hakamok Swamp in Massachusetts is one of the most mysterious and haunted places in the state. Its name comes from the Wampanoag people and means place where spirits dwell. Long ago, Native Americans hunted in the swamp and buried their dead there. Many believe the land still holds strong spiritual energy. One of the strangest things people report today is floating lights, soft red, green, or blue orbs that drift through the swamp and suddenly disappear. A man even told a news station he saw these lights under a bridge before they vanished without a sound. Another scary story is about a huge creature known as the Hakamok Bigfoot. It's said to be 10 feet tall with glowing red eyes. One police officer even said he saw a giant birdman fly over his car, and large footprints were found nearby on the same night. Then there's the Pakwuji, a small creature from Wampanoag stories. In 2023, a woman walking her dog said a short, hairy creature with green glowing eyes followed her home and tapped on her windows for days, just like older stories from the area. Campers have seen tiny lights float between their tents while hearing strange whispers in a language no one understands. Then the lights fly into the sky like sparks. This matches UFO-like sightings that researchers have recorded for many years. Number 13. The Granary Burying Ground in downtown Boston is one of the oldest cemeteries in the city, with over 5,000 graves. Many people believe the ground there is still full of energy from the past, and strange things often happen. One well-known ghost people talk about is Paul Revere. Some visitors say they see a ghostly horse moving between the graves at sunset, as if Revere is still riding through the night. Then the horse disappears into the trees. In 2009, a visitor accidentally stepped on a loose stone and uncovered a forgotten underground. Since then, people near that area say they feel cold air, hear quiet footsteps, or feel like someone is watching them, even when they are alone. In 2024, someone took a photo of the tomb of Benjamin Franklin's parents and later saw something very odd in the picture, a clear image of a woman in an old-style dress sitting on the stone. The photographer said no one else was there when he took the photo, and no actors were working at the site. Granary Burying Ground is more than just a historic landmark. It's a place where the past still makes itself known, quietly reminding visitors that history is never really gone. Number 14. The Bell in Hand Tavern in Boston, opened in 1795, is the oldest pub in the United States that's still running. It's a place full of history, and also full of ghost stories. Located in the heart of downtown, this old pub has seen everything from Revolutionary War times to today. Many ghost tours stop here because of the strange things people say they've seen or felt. One of the most famous ghost stories is about a woman in old-fashioned clothes. People say she appears late at night, walking past tables quietly before disappearing into thin air. Another tale is about a playful ghost that acts like a child. It tugs on people's jackets or knocks glasses off tables, breaking them, yet no one ever sees a child. Some guests have seen a shadowy figure behind the bar that looks like a person reaching for bottles, but it vanishes quickly. No workers were nearby, and it always disappears before anyone can get a clear look. There's also a mirror behind the bar that keeps cracking again and again, even after being fixed. No one has touched it or seen anything hit it. Some people believe a ghost doesn't like being seen and breaks the mirror on purpose. These eerie stories make the Bell in Hand Tavern more than just a place for drinks. Number 15. Gallows Hill in Salem, Massachusetts, is known as one of the most haunted places in the state. It holds a sad and heavy history from the 1692 Salem witch trials, when 19 innocent people were killed somewhere near this area. Today, experts believe the exact place was Proctor's Ledge, just below a nearby neighborhood. Still, strange things continue to happen at Gallows Hill Park, which is now a playground and ball field. People who visit the park or live nearby have seen full ghostly figures walking through the woods after dark. But when anyone gets close, these figures vanish without a trace. Another creepy thing people report are glowing orbs, small balls of light that float across the park, and sometimes show up in photos or videos. These lights don't come from flashlights or phones and seem to appear out of nowhere. Some visitors have seen benches, trash cans, or even trees shaking or tipping over without anyone touching them. People think this could be caused by spirits that are still upset. Number 16. Bunghole Liquors in Salem is more than just a liquor store. It's also one of the most haunted places in town. Long ago, the building was a funeral home, and during Prohibition, it became a secret bar, or speakeasy. People drank upstairs while embalmed bodies were kept downstairs. Many believe the spirits of the dead never truly left. One of the strangest ghost stories is about a cat. Workers at night often feel something soft brush against their legs, like a cat walking by. But when they look down, nothing is there. Women shopping alone have said they feel someone staring at them, but when they turn around, no one is there. This strange feeling of being watched happens often, even when the store is empty. There's a rumor of an old smuggler's tunnel beneath the store. It was sealed years ago, but people still hear soft footsteps or voices coming from the floor below, as if someone is walking through the hidden tunnel. Bunghole Liquors is not just a store. It's a part of Salem's eerie past, where the spirits may still be hanging around.